working today on the back of the water tanks. All the way back to the bus, we're gonna have two 100 gallons water tank. So they're gonna be stacked horizontally, one on top of the other. And in that area, it's kind of like I'm working on it to be like as insulated as possible. It is closed, but there will be a huge hole in there because of the AC. And in nature, there is a door in there for access. Before, there was the air conditioning. So we moved that one to put all the water things in there, the pump, the accumulator, all those things. Hopefully they'll all fit in there. But poses the question of what if it gets really cold, or what if we are in a very, very cold environment for a long period of time, and I didn't want to put any like a heater or access to the heater in there from the house itself. So the idea I came with a heated floor. So usually RVs, they get heated pads for water tanks, and those can be very nice, but I couldn't find one that was good enough for the size of my water tank. Those water tanks, 100 gallon water tanks, they're very large, also quite heavy, and the ones I found, they're all like 12 volts, or you find some of them 110 volts, but they still consume a lot of power. So making a lot of research, I stumbled upon this product, and this is it's like a film for heated floors in a house. And the specs on this and the reviews so far, this is not a new thing. This is actually, I would say that is about 10 years old that people have been installing these things in houses. That my research went all the way back to like 10 years ago. I don't like to adopt like very, very brand new technology, because sometimes there are like kinks that you have to solve with the technology. But this is old enough, and usually when you put this under your floor in a house, it's kind of for life. You have to have a warranty and all this, and I think this has like 25-year warranty. So of course, as soon as you install this on a bus, you don't have any warranty. That's like for anything that we put in this bus, but it's fine. What I wanted to do was, this is the base of that water tank, could I install this film as a subfloor thing, and then put like a rigid PVC core tiles on top, and then have this like heated floor that will basically heat the water tanks when needed. To do that, we need several things. This is temperature sensor that goes inside of the floor. Usually they recommend that you put two of those, so in case one goes bad, you have the other one as a backup. So I'm building this on this floor right now. I cut it a base. This is a 3/4 plywood base in here, and I'm going to lay down some insulation. They call this, just grab this from my Home Depot. This is like underlayment, that's what they call. So this is basically what I'm gonna do. There will be like some underlayment on top of this to prevent the heat from going also down, and also keep the heat just going up. This is going to receive this vinyl rigid planks. They're just click planks, fine, and also the temperature, the sensor temperature. So this is basically what I'm gonna do. And since we have two layers, the water tanks are stacked, I'm gonna do the same thing with another layer of plywood, and it's basically the same sandwich in between the tanks. So when the sensor reads the temperature, and this sensor is going to be connected to like a thermometer or a thermostat or something. I'm not sure what to do with that part yet. I'm either gonna do a thermostat, like a regular thermostat, and it can be anything integrated to the smart home and the things that we're gonna do, or I can do just their own thermostat that is just like an automatic thing that you set up what is the temperature of the floor that you want, and then you just forget it. That this thing is gonna kick in when the floor reaches a certain amount of threshold, and then it's gonna turn off by itself. Another good thing that I don't know if I mentioned about this is a 240 volt system. So this consumes very, very little power. They say that this whole thing is going to consume 73, I believe, 75 watts at a 240 volts. So this is what mainly I'm looking for. I'm looking for as many 240 volts things as possible to put in the bus, because I will have to have the 240 anyways. So all the appliances and everything, as many things as I can put my hands on that's going to be 240, I'm going to do it. And of course the regular outlets in the house are going to be 110, but the heavy hungry power things, I'm trying to make them all 240. So this came in very nicely at 240 volts, consumes very little power. And then also this is a trial, because if this works really well in here, I'm going to put the same system, this film, on the rest of the floor of the bus. So so the bus is gonna have heated floors too. So this is kind of like the mini test, the trial version, and that's what I'm doing right now. I just cut off with a router the lead wire spacing for the sensors. They're gonna go here. So basically the sensor is gonna be embedded here, and since I'm gonna have two, I'm gonna put the other one right here, and then both wires are gonna go to the edge here. And this is what's up. Let's get going. Thing I'm gonna do is to plug this ends. Those are the ends I'm talking about. So this is a live lead, and in this case that is 240 volts. So this is carrying 110, 120 right here at the very end. So that's where you get those little corners, and you plug this in the corner here. So now this lead is isolated here. Very simple. And this is the film that they sell for tiles. So in this case, you have like a peel and stick system on the back of this. But usually when you get just for the subfloors, that's gonna go like on wood or luxury vinyl or something, is just the film, because you don't need to glue this down anywhere. So if you look out there, this might come without this peel and stick stuff. I have to find a solution for this electric tape side. Be right back. Now this is prepped. The only thing that's gonna be missing is to remove this last film with the adhesive on the bottom and glue it down, but I'm gonna prep and glue the cork underlayment before that's gonna go on top of this. This kind of like this underlayment is to prevent a little bit of the humidity from seeping into this plywood. This plywood is already there's like a layer here of like this deck treatment stuff. I think it's a sealant for exterior decks. So I believe this is going to last a long time, because I have like 2 coats of this sealant here. I'm going to put this underlayment that has a vapor barrier on it, and then this, and then a vinyl flooring on top. The vinyl is just to help transfer this heat like evenly. I didn't want this to be touching the actual tank. The actual tank's gonna get too heavy, and I think if it touches this, it might just sink in into one of those heating spots and just like get more than the other spot, and we might get a funky situation. I don't know about chemical reactions too from those tanks and everything else. So just to be safe, there's gonna be a vinyl flooring that you get from like Home Depot or whatever on top of this. So now I don't know how much of this you guys saw, because it's so hot in here that I think this GoPro shut down by itself. Now it's recording anyway. I glued down the underlayment to the wood here, the plywood, with some 3M adhesive stuff, and then I removed the back plastic that was holding the adhesive for this film, and then I glue it down basically. And now I'm going to test for the manufacturing resistance amount, and it's also based on the length and how wide this is. So there's like a little table. This became almost 1.5 by 4, I would say. So it says it between 933 and 1080. So we're reading 930. So yeah, we're good. And this is in ohms. So the resistance on this floor is good. So there is no short, there's no cut. It's all good to go. I'll take you for a ride here. I know you like it. Helicopter ride. There you go. From the bottom, you have the first layer of a 3/4 plywood right here, and then the underlayment, the heating pad that you cannot see, and this vinyl floor, and then you have the first tank, and then the second plywood here is just a 1/2 inch, because I didn't need it to be bigger. This tank can sit on top of this tank with full load, and it will be fine. But I wanted to add the second heating pad in here because this is a lot of water to kind of like heat up a tiny bit. So the same thing, 1/2 inch. The underlayment is right here, and then the PVC floor, this is gonna go on top. We are finally getting to the final stages of this freshwater tank install. So this is more of like the mechanical install. After this, there will be sensors and also the actual plumbing of the tanks. So this is more like the physical installation and to put this as secure as possible in here. So right now, as you saw, we put all those heated floor stuff as a base, and then I installed them back here. Had to notch those V grooves so we could secure them. There are metal poles in the back of this, and I think you remember, and then I braced one of those metal poles going horizontally, grabbing to all the 3 poles that are going vertically, so I can strap basically those 2 tanks against all of them instead of just one or one point of attachment. So I think this will make this thing more secure, more likely to go anywhere. This will be very heavy. Like, water weighs a lot, and each one of these is 100 gallons. So when you make the math, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like 1 gallon is 3.5 liters, and a liter is 1 kilogram. So trying to make the math here on the spot for you guys. So every pound is basically like 400 and something grams. I'm gonna guess that is around 8 pounds every gallon of water. So if you have 100, this will be 800, and then 2 of those gives us, of course they don't fit 100 gallons because of the holes you have to make and the little space. You can never like actually drill this thing on the top. You have to drill on the side and to have space for air and all that. So even at that level, we're talking about 1,200 to 1,400 pounds. And that's a lot of weight, and you definitely don't want this thing moving anywhere, because if they get a momentum, they can easily rip whatever wall you put here or knock something in the back. So anyway, this is my over-engineering mindset. I cut to length these guys here, so in my point of view, attaching this to the bottom right here and with the screw, plus putting some of this to protect the metal against the water tank, that's gonna give us a little bit of cushion in this case. And then this is kind of like going to brace here all the way to the edge there. And then from the edge here, I don't want to attach this with another piece of metal, because then I will have less room to kind of like force this whole situation back against the bracing that is in the back of this. So I decided to use this straps, ratchet straps. This is rated for like a lot of weight. Use this to tie down stuff on a trailer or on the top of your car. So I selected this one. I think is enough. It's rated for like 600 pounds of force, but the amount of force that you need to actually rip them is a lot stronger. So since I'm gonna use them just to brace this to the back, I think this might be good. I'm very inclined to go and get the other one that I bought both of them. That is kind of like the double amount of strength that this can handle, maybe triple. It's a little bit thicker and longer, the strap. This part here is not gonna move. This is just metal, and as soon as it locks in place, those things are not gonna go anywhere. This is gonna be fine. Maybe I'm just overthinking as usual. But anyway, this is the last part of this puzzle, and I'm about to install this here and make this thing permanent right here. So let's do it. So all the zip ties are in. I think this is going to be good enough, and it's going to protect any rubbing against here.